So these boys come up to us and one of them has a fanny pack and it's filled with candy. And he's like, do you want some candy? And of course, we're like, hell yeah, we want some candy. And I was so shocked that one, this happened. And then two, he gets called out on it and still just doesn't give a fuck. And she just goes, who did it? I think moral of the story is, hey guys, I'm Katie and welcome to my channel, Busan Basics, where I tell you what it's like living in Busan, South Korea. So today I thought I would do something a little different. I'm pretty sure I've never done this before. Pretty sure, maybe. But I thought I would do like a little story time for you guys. So this actually happened pre-COVID, so probably like 2, maybe even 3 years ago. But it's still a funny story to tell, so I'm just gonna share it. So it was my birthday, and that year for my birthday, I decided for the weekend, me and some close friends were gonna go to Yeosu, which is a city that's kind of nearby here. So we were gonna go Saturday and Sunday. So that means this happened on Friday. My birthday was actually on the Friday. So me and like 3 of my girlfriends were like, let's just get dinner, have a few drinks, nothing big. So we go to this pajan place. And if you don't know what pajan is, people call it like a Korean pancake, but it's not sweet like a pancake. It's just flat and the same shape as a pancake. I really like it. It's one of my favorite Korean foods, but apparently most Koreans only eat it when they're drinking. So we went to this pajan place that we call the penis pajan place. I literally have no idea what the actual name is. And the reason we call it the penis pajan place is because there's this giant wooden penis that's right outside. I have no idea why it's there. It has nothing to do with pajan or like anything inside this restaurant. But anyway, so I really like this restaurant because they have different types of pajan, and they also have makgeolli. If you don't know what makgeolli is, it is a rice wine that people usually drink with pajan. This place has flavored makgeolli, but it's not just like flavoring. I'm pretty sure they blend it with fruit because it comes out really frothy and just tastes like a fruit smoothie, and it's delicious. You don't even know that you're drinking alcohol. So anyway, so me and these 3 friends, three friends, me and these 3 friends are at this restaurant and we're eating and we're drinking, getting a little tipsy. One of my friends was like, oh, I'm gonna go, it's getting late. So it was me and 2 other friends. So we're like, hey, let's drink some more, which I should have known was gonna happen because anytime I'm like, I'm gonna go out and have one drink, I end up staying out till like 3 in the morning. And this night was no different. So we go to a convenience store, we get some soju, because soju is $1 and will get you pretty drunk. So we go to this club and there's these 2 Korean men. I should probably say 2 Korean boys because we're all in our mid to late 30s, not 30s. We are in our mid to late 20s. These boys were like, yeah, we're 21, 22. And anytime a Korean person tells me their age, I don't know if they're telling me their international age or their Korean age. If they're telling me their Korean age and they say they're 21, they could be 19. So these boys come up to us and one of them has a fanny pack and it's filled with candy. And he's like, do you want some candy? And of course, we're like, hell yeah, we want some candy. So he's pulling out lollipops and all this stuff, which, side note, this is not the first time a man has approached me in a club wearing a fanny pack full of candy. This is actually probably the 3rd time this has happened, all in different clubs, all with different men. So half of me is like, is this just some strategy that a random group of Korean guys found out and are doing? I'm not complaining. It works. If you want to give me candy drunk in a club, I will accept. So anyways, so we start talking to these guys, like we're drunk, they're very drunk, but you know, they're hitting on my friends. The one asked to buy us drinks. I told him like, listen, I have a boyfriend. He was like, it's fine. So they were fun. So then my friend was like, oh, our other friend is at this club. I'm gonna go get him and bring him over. And we're like, okay. So the 3 of us leave. While my one friend was gone, my other friend was like, I'm gonna go home. It's getting kind of late. Because at this point it is like 2 or 3 in the morning. It's pretty late. So I was like, all right, I'll wait here with you until you get a cab. So she gets in the cab and leaves. The 2 boys come out and like they were so drunk that the one like couldn't stand up on his own. His friend had to like help him up. But still, as he was leaving, he was like, bye, you're beautiful, all of you, like that kind of thing. Like they were good guys. Never gonna see them again in my life because they're children, but you know, good time. So anyway, so I'm waiting for my friend to come back, and so there are these things on the sidewalk. I never know what they're called. If you know what they're called, please like tell me in the comments, because I've asked people and they just don't know. And it's these things, they're like posts. They're usually pretty tall, but this one was about this big. And they put them on the sidewalk so that cars don't go up on them. So there was a couple of them. And there was one, it was like I said, like this big, and it was pretty fat. So I'm standing on it, like looking for my friend, because I'm drunk and I'm like, that's a good idea. So my birthday is in July, which is pretty hot. So I'm wearing a pretty short skirt, but I have some pretty thick thighs. So I always wear shorts under my skirt. This is important. I'm standing there and I'm literally like this. Where is she? All of a sudden I feel someone go up my skirt and grab my ass. Luckily, I was wearing shorts. Otherwise, he would have grabbed my bare ass and that would have been a whole nother story. So I turn around to see who it was, and it was just this random Korean guy. Never seen him before in my life. And he's just walking away. Doesn't say anything to me. So I kind of like push him and I go, did you grab my ass? And he looks at me and goes, yeah. And then just keeps walking. And I was so shocked that one, this happened. And then two, he gets called out on it and still just doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, yeah, whatever. So drunk me kind of like kicks him in the back, like not very hard, but just kind of like, hey. And then he looks at me and is just like, and then keeps walking. So then I sit down on the curb and I'm drunk and I've just been assaulted in the street. And I'm just like crying. So then my friend comes back. Let's call her Kara. That's not her real name, but we're gonna call her Kara. So Kara comes back and she's like, what happened? So I feel like I need to describe Kara so you get like the whole picture. So I'm about 5'8". She's like 6'1". So she's super tall. She's got like long blonde hair, super beautiful. And her personality is like the best mix of, I'm gonna tell you how it is. I'm gonna be blunt. I'm gonna fuck your shit up if I need to. But also like, Zen, let's meditate, live your best life. Let me read your birth chart. And it's like the perfect mix of both. She's honestly one of my favorite people ever, like to this day. So she's like, what happened? And I'm like crying. I was like, this guy went up my skirt and blah, 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 it's my birthday. And she just goes, who did it? She gets super fucking serious. And I point because this guy, he just went around the corner where there was busking happening. If you don't know what busking is, it's just like street performance. So he's with his friend and a bunch of Korean people just like watching this person sing. Luckily, he's wearing a bright pink shirt, so he's easily spotted. We could spot him easily. So I point and I was like, he did it. So she goes up to this man who's like my height. So he's like 5'8", she's 6'1". She goes up to him and screams at him, did you grab my friend's ass? And before he can even respond, she just winds up and just slaps the shit out of him. And I'm not joking, he was wearing glasses, they just went flying. So all the Korean people around them are just like, what the fuck happened? Because they didn't see what he did. They just see this really tall, white blonde chick slap the shit out of this Korean guy. And before he can even say anything, she winds back and goes, I fucking dare you. I fucking dare you. So my guess is his friend saw what he did because his friend instantly was like, I'm so sorry, he'll never do it again. Slaps his friend upside the head and is like, say you're sorry. And he was like very apologetic. So I'm like, his friend definitely saw what he did or knows that he did something wrong, because usually drunk men, if they get slapped, they're not gonna say sorry. They're gonna like be defensive. So that's happening. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, she just did this. I was like, this is fucking hilarious. I instantly like felt better. I also was like, good, he fucking deserved this. I'm not saying you should go around slapping people because violence is never the answer, especially if you're a foreigner in Korea, but he obviously has done this before. He obviously doesn't give a shit because I called him out on it and he was just like, meh. So then later we're like around the corner, we're drinking soju and he goes by again and Kara again was just like, I fucking dare you. I fucking dare you. And his friend like grabbed him by the neck and was kind of like yelling at him, like, why did you do this? Like, what are you doing? So his friend obviously knew he did something wrong. So that was the end of the night. Like we all took taxis home, whatever. And like I said before, like the next day we were all going to Yosu. So Kara gets there late as usual. She's always late. And she said, she was like, I didn't pack until I went home at 3 a.m. drunk. She's like, I don't even know what's in my bag. So she starts pulling stuff out, and she brought like a safari hat, a leather skirt, a t-shirt, a banana. I was like, what did you think we were gonna do on this trip? Yeah, that's the story about how some guy harassed me on my birthday and my friend defended me. I think moral of the story is 1, always wear shorts under your skirt. 2, always stand up for yourself when a guy harasses you. 3, just because he's drunk doesn't give him the right to be an asshole. And 4, never pack when you're drunk. So that's pretty much it. If you like this video, let me know, give me a thumbs up, and tell me in the comments if you want another story time. If you want a different type of video, also let me know, because I want to make videos that you want to watch. I'll see you next time. Bye.